Alright guys, it's been a little while. It's not going to be an overly long one still yet, just getting used to this. As you can see, slings on. Yeah, so it's the rotator cuff at the front and then the back. It was shredded really and all that, so it's basically been repaired there on top, just the bones sort of shaved away. So out of action for a bit at the moment, rather than the 2 months that I was told I'm going to be out for exercising. It's actually going to be 4 months now. I'm hoping when I start seeing the physio that it's actually going to be brought back down again a little bit. You know, because ADHD and things like that, you know, I just want to get moving. I just can't sort of sit around with this and all that, so I'm trying to do bits and pieces, but then I sort of realise that I have still got to take it carefully and that. But you know, getting back to some of the other things that I want to talk about with this channel and all that, you know, like mental health, men's mental health really, but women as well. And obviously when you go through something like this and the medication you're on mixed in with my medication that I'm taking for my FND, and talking about FND, anyone out there that does suffer with that, there's loads of different ways this can show itself in the body. I wasn't even aware that that's what I had. I knew something was wrong for years and years and years, like 16 years, and it's gradually getting worse. That was neurological, and the way that that would manifest itself is that I wouldn't be able to do a video like this at the moment. I wouldn't be able to get my words out. Just everything goes. I can't read. I can't hear what someone's saying to me properly. I know some people, when they go through, when these things come on though, they get more of a physical thing. I think you can leave them rendered in bed. It can have a lot of effects like that. I don't actually get that, so I suppose like small mercies, but when this comes across, it literally, it affects in a big way, and it holds you back. And I've changed a lot of things in my life, so I don't like how that affects me, because it does hold me back, so I have to try and push through it. But when you can't actually speak properly and you can't get the words out, it's very difficult to be confident and push forward in them sort of times. So I'd like to sort of, you know, if we can make this a bit of a community for any of these issues, any of these problems, ADHD, autism, mental health, FND, anything, how struggling as a parent, how you're finding it hard, what's going on in the UK at the moment, like with everything, like just, we know that, you know, there's things going on with the government, there's things going on with basically the, you know, money that people haven't got to spend on food, heating, any of these things, other crises that we know that are going on, and maybe that we're being lied to as well, quite possibly. But I want to cover all of these things. Oh, and exercise, fitness as well, because for me, exercise and fitness are the things though that can get us through so much. You know, when you're exercising, it releases them endorphins and it goes, surges around your body. It can so dramatically change our character, the makeup of our character, just within seconds like that. But I would like to think that even if you're in a state of not having exercised for years, if you're overweight, if you're obese, even then, you've still got to somehow dig yourself out of that hole, and you have to push forward. It's good if you can get help, but sometimes that help's not there, and sometimes it just relies on something we have to find that's inside of us, and we have to dig it out, and somehow we have to push forward, and we have to get there on our own. And unfortunately, sometimes there ain't people around, and there ain't people that are going to help and get us out of that. But then if we win that battle, and we're winning that battle, that's what makes that victory sweeter, though, that we've done it on our own. We've dug ourselves out of that hole that's right down there. You're right at the bottom. No one's helped you. You've helped yourself when it looked like people were writing you off, and you can push forward. That is so much sweeter. You taste that victory is really, really worth winning. Trust me, I've been there a few times over. I'll go there, you know, in future talks and stuff like that. I'll go through some of them things. But trust me, if you can do that, it's one step. If you can make that first step, and then it's the second, and then the third, you have to have some sort of goal further forward, but just concentrate on the now, that first step, and don't be too hard on yourself, but also don't go easy on yourself either. But they're the sort of things that, unfortunately, or fortunately in a way though, but life's not easy, is it? Let's be honest. You know, it's got its ups and downs, and I've had my fair share. Some was my fault, and also there was some that weren't my fault. You know, it's just part of living, isn't it? And I always believed, though, that maybe the point of life is that if we can make the next day better than the previous day, you're winning. If you can just be a nicer person, a better person, help people, push forward with stuff, you know, just a bit more work that you've got to do on yourself, a bit more work to sort of forward yourself, to get on in life, for your kids, finding something for them to help them to push forward. If you can do the next day more in that day than you've done the previous day, then to me, that's a win, that's a battle that's won, and that's a brilliant way to just live each day, taking it, like I said, that one step. And then a week's done, and you can look back on that week and think, yeah, I've got there, I've pushed forward, I've done that. Anyway, I'm gonna leave that for now where it is. The way this is at the moment, I'm having the stitches out of my shoulder tomorrow. Sleep deprivation at the moment, that's affecting me with the medication I'm on for this, and the medication for the FND and for the ADHD. I want to get to a point when medication is just not part of me like that. You know, maybe some supplements, but not medication. I hate medication. I hate anything like that. I don't like what it does inside our bodies. I know it can help people through bits and pieces, but I just think we function better when we haven't got any of that altering their chemicals and that in our body, you know. But I do appreciate that for a lot of people, that sometimes you need that help initially or along the way, but we can't be on these things, I don't feel, though, for a long time. That's my personal opinion. I'm not talking about diseases and things along them lines. I'm talking about with our mental stability. But like I said, that's just my opinion. Anyway, I digress. Right, you take care, and I will be back soon, and I'll give you an update on how things are. You take care.